So I got here. I got the fortune to actually sit down and talk to Pierre Abernathy. This is my first time actually getting to talk to him one-on-one and getting to know him. How long have you been wrestling, sir?
7 years, but like I don't really count most of those years. Like I've been traveling full time now for about 4 years, so I more count those years. Like I mean, I've technically been wrestling on shows for 7, but a lot of that stuff was local stuff, and it was more or less a learning experience. But I've been traveling full time for 4 years now.
When I first saw you, it was ACW, and don't sound gay, but I actually fell in love with the whole submission squad thing, and I became one of your biggest fans and stuff. And y'all drew me in wanting to come back to ACW, so I guess it's y'all who got me an ACW supporter. How did you get involved with ACW?
It's kind of a funny story. Like a lot of the ways we get wrestling shows is like me and Gary do a lot of the initial emailing of places, and Gary was emailing this place, you know, at ACW. You email them, they wouldn't get back to him. You keep emailing, and one day I was just online. I was like, I'm going to email him, so I did, and like, you know, he got back to me right away, and we talked, and it's actually kind of a funny story. Like, we couldn't make the road trip, just me and Gary, so I had to ask my girlfriend, like, hey, can you get a vacation like week so we can go do this? Place in Texas is going to use us. So I actually like woke her up at like 2 o'clock in the mornings when I was talking with him, and she's like, yeah, I guess so. So that's kind of how that happened, and we came down for ACW in San Antonio, so it was a 14-hour drive. It was just me, Gary, my girlfriend, and another kid named Ryan, and that was it.
So would you tell us who did your training and stuff? And
the two guys that did most of my training were Nick Tyson and Adam Raw. They ran the school, the LWA school, so they did a lot of it. And then we picked up a lot of stuff on the road. We've done a lot of seminars. Matt Seidel and Delirious, they did a 14-hour seminar one day with us at like what was our whole training class. So, you know, they didn't train us, but that seminar really helped a lot. But Adam Raw and Nick Tyson did most of the training.
Well, you group of submission squad. It's you. It's Mr. Ballistic over here.
Yeah.
Vega, who's not here. Gary James. How did you actually get to meet these guys?
Well, I've known Gary since high school, so I met him at high school. I met Evan through a third party. Like we initially started training at this place. It was going to be called XWA. So Gary found these. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Our friend Pete, he's not in the business now. He found these flyers for this guy who was wanting to start a wrestling company. So we found those. We called him. This guy was going to train us, and we met up with him, and then we went to this bowling alley thing. That's where I met Evan for the first time, was at a bowling alley. And then we started training. Like, then the guy that was going to do our training, like, he admitted himself he really shouldn't be training people. So that's how we hooked up with Nick Tyson. I went to high school with this guy who knew this guy who did some training, and he came out one day, and like he was really good. So like I remember begging him for hours to come train us. And he came to train us. That's how we met Adam Raw, was through him. And then that's really when the real training started. As far as Vega goes, I didn't meet Vega until years later, like through a place he was training at in St. Louis. We used to do work with them. That's how I met him. And Dingo, he was Dingo's student, so Dingo like asked us to help him out, so he started coming down to Texas with us. And then Fitchett's the same exact way. He was training at this place, and we met Fitchett through Dingo as well. And then he started coming with us too. That's kind of how like our carload came together.
So where did the name Submission Squad come from? Who came up with the name Submission Squad?
The guy that came up with the Submission Squad name is actually named Violent J. Castor. He used to wrestle for MRW years ago in Missouri and CSW in Kansas. He came up with the idea for the Submission Squad group, and for whatever reason he quit wrestling, so he never pursued it. And then myself, Nick Tyson, and Dingo actually, you know, we started it. But he came up with the name and the concept and everything like that.
Well, usually you work with your tag team partner over here, Evan.
Yeah.
Y'all two work good off each other. Y'all two got, you know, a lot of submission moves. Is there a favorite submission move y'all like to perform, or?
I guess, I mean, I do the European Full Nelson's probably my favorite one, and like Evan, like I guess the favorite one would be the St. Louis Stretch, which Nick Tyson used to do all the time. So when he quit the business, we just kind of adapted it and took it for our own. And then he used it on Alex. It's actually Alex Shelley's hold. He should be given credit for it. So Nick Tyson kind of borrowed it from him, and then once he quit wrestling, we borrowed it from Nick Tyson. So that's probably our favorite hold.
Well, I know down at ACW, y'all have actually a female is joining the submission squad.
Yeah.
I guess Athena. In St. Louis or wherever, are there any more females that y'all mentor or tutor or bring in?
No. The submission squad is the same people you see on ACW. That's it. There's no other different person in St. Louis or nothing like that. Adam Raw was in the submission squad for a minute, but he likes to do his own thing, so he's more of his own person, I guess.
Well, is there a tag team, since I got both y'all here, that y'all haven't faced yet, or would you like to face, or?
Yeah, there's tons. Any tag team. We want to wrestle tag teams who travel the world and are good at tag team wrestling. That's only going to help us get better.
Could y'all maybe drop a couple of names that maybe we've heard of?
Machine Guns are a good tag team. Obviously, the Kings of Wrestling are probably the best tag team in the world. And to get to test ourselves against people like that would be great. Yeah, those are just to name a few. Anybody who does what we do and really enjoys pro wrestling, we would love to work with them.
I would love to see y'all against the Motor City Machine Guns. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Guys, Pierre Abernathy, Evangelistico. Guys, you have to come to St. Louis, check him out. ACW, check him out. Look him up on his Facebook page, Pierre Abernathy. If you got one, do you have one?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, come check him out. You got to, trust me, you come to one of the matches, you will not be disappointed, because Pierre's got submission holds that you can only dream of sometimes, and I'm amazed at some of the damn moves y'all do.
Yeah. We're trying. we're trying.
Well,
thank you very much, sir.
Appreciate stopping by.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Evan. Appreciate it.
I was a focal point of that. Oh, I'm too